Watch. Athens City Council faces backlash from recent comments about reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. And today marks 1 year since Trump reclaimed the White House and is continuing his campaign to take control of Greenland. And in sports, Ohio men's basketball looks to get back on track tonight against NIU. Newswatch starts right now. Good evening, I'm Donovan Varney. Welcome to Newswatch. Athens City Council is meeting tonight for the third time this year, and despite the new council just starting to find its footing, they have already landed in hot water, according to a viral social media post. Joining us from inside the council building with more on the situation is Newswatch reporter Charlie Ehlenfeld.
Thanks, Donovan. Behind me, Athens City Council could be getting off to a loud start tonight with close to 50 people committing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance in protest of recent council discussions. At the last council meeting, Councilmember Alan Swank proposed adding the pledge to Athens City Council meetings, but was met with disagreement from 4 of 7 members. The clip went viral when reposted by Republican candidate for state treasurer, Jay Edwards. Days later, Edwards posted an event to Facebook inviting people to gather at Athens City Council tonight to recite the Pledge of Allegiance during the council meeting. He claims the members who rejected the proposal hate America, and his post calling for people to say the pledge in protest has 45 people listed as attending. Edwards called on attendees to be respectful towards law enforcement, and the proposal, despite garnering significant backlash, has not been officially rejected by council. And Swank proposed circling back to the proposal this week or the next.
You said we're already going on 35 minutes on this one, and we could be here all night and in respect for people's time. So that would be my 2 suggestions. One, let's next week look at this Rule 8. Individual votes on 1, 2, and 4, and based on our conversations today, try to identify what would be the next rule we would like to take on.
With about 30 minutes until the council meeting starts, there's already a significant crowd in the building and in the council chamber. But it remains to be seen how loud they'll be during the council proceedings or where they recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thanks, Charlie. We will follow up on the Athens City Council's meeting on tomorrow's show and on our website at woub.org. Well, if you've been outside at all, you can tell that it is certainly getting colder, so we're going to take it over to Lexi Bell-Palsy.
Yeah, Donovan, it was freezing today. Walking in, you have that, your red nose, snot coming down, you're like, okay, not today. Luckily, we're not going to be very cold tomorrow, but we'll get more into that later on in the show. Currently, it is 19 degrees with clear skies, and on the bright side, while it was cold, we did see some sunshine. Right now, we got our wind southwest at about 6 miles per hour, and with that wind, we do have a wind chill of 11 degrees, so it's pretty cold out right now. But right now, we don't have any active weather warnings. However, today we did have a cold weather advisory that expired at 12 p.m., allowing some students to get another day off, especially with MLK Day yesterday. So I hope all of those kids out there enjoyed your second day off and your extra long weekend. Now, speaking of the cold, past 24 hours, we dropped last night to our low of about 6 degrees and warmed up to about 26 today due to that sunshine. But across the board, we're not the only place freezing. Basically, everywhere in Ohio had cold weather advisories last night. Therefore, we're not the only ones. We're not the lone wolf right now. Now today, we didn't see much sunshine. We didn't see much cloud cover. We saw sunshine. Rolling over my words. I'm rolling over my words already. It's because I'm so excited over high pressure because it's been so cloudy these last few days. It allowed us to have some sunshine today, but like I said, that's not going to last very long. Today we did have those sunny skies with a high of 23 and a low of 12 degrees. Tonight we'll have that cold low of 12 with mostly clear skies. And tomorrow we will see a little bit of a warm up, but we'll get more into that later on in the show.
Thanks, Lexi. A former West Virginia football player has been sentenced to a minimum of 8 years in prison for raping an Ohio University student. The victim addressed her attacker before the sentence was issued, saying that what happened was a violation, not a mistake, not a story. Andre Sagastume was a pre-med student and captain of the West Virginia football team when he visited Athens in August of 2024. The victim had been in contact with Sagastume over social media, and she invited him to her apartment where he forced himself on her. A jury found Sagastume guilty following a trial earlier this month. And we're going to move on. We have some out of... That's the sounds in front of the Athens County Courthouse earlier this afternoon as dozens of people joined a Free America walkout events across the country. The walkout was orchestrated by the 5051 movement, a national organization that protests against the alleged illegal actions of the Trump administration. Local protesters spoke out against ICE presence in Athens and Trump's pursuit of acquiring Greenland. Organizers of the event say that the community turnout has steadily increased.
I think we're seeing more and more people showing up to these different events who have never gone out and protested before, never done something like this before, but kind of watching the country fall into fascism has gotten a lot of people activated and trying to do what they can.
Faber says that 5051 will continue to organize protests, but they don't have a specific date for their next one established just yet. Information about future protests can be found at 5051oh.io. Every year, Athens residents, Ohio University students, and staff brave cold temperatures to honor Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. But this year's event was more about who was not there. Reporter Charlie Ehlenfeld has a story.
Celebration and silence.
Intentional silence of the march today was so powerful for me. I carried it very heavily as I walked from the chapel to the University Center because we do a lot of things loudly, unapologetically, and today, this morning, we were unapologetically silent.
This year, along with the silence, comes a very real sense of absence. A void left after Ohio University closed its Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion as a result of SB 1. Laying off 21 staff members, many who served as advisors and mentors for the organizers of the MLK event. It has also left a lot of complicated feelings.
We were conflicted about this event being hosted by the university because of the university's inaction against SB1 for the longest time.
A lot of the student orgs actually came together to write a letter to Lori, and we got no response from her. And she even had people claiming that we didn't send it to her, we just posted it online. So I feel like there's no communication between the top and bottom.
At the brunch, President Gonzalez acknowledged the void, which made planning the march and subsequent brunch more challenging.
It was, it was stressful. It took a lot of time and energy, but it happened. And now we're here to celebrate the fruits of our labor.
McMullen was grateful for the university's support despite the changing political tides. And he still believes in this event.
Thinking about everything that's going on in the country, in the world, this is the best way for us to, celebrate Dr. King's legacy.
Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld in Athens.
Coming up, President Trump's campaign to control Greenland continues. And the U.S. is facing what the Red Cross calls a severe blood shortage. What you need to know and how you can help.
And after a strong cold front came through yesterday, what are we expecting weather-wise for the rest of this week? We'll find out more when Newswatch returns.
PBS viewers believe that businesses that sponsor PBS on WOUB Public Television have a commitment to quality and excellence. Sponsoring a PBS television program offers your business a unique opportunity to connect with a highly engaged, loyal, and trustful audience in a clutter-free environment, leading to increased brand awareness, positive perception, and potential for higher customer engagement. Your sponsorship is important to the community, and the rewards come back to you in the form of loyal customers. Align your organization with America's most trusted news and public affairs network. WOUB Public Television is worthy of your trust. Contact Corporate Support Director Kathy Malesic at 740-593-4909 or online at woub.org/support.
CasualWorks was not designed, created, or maintained by people who studied disability. They're people who studied opportunity. If a person has very limited movement and can make little teeny circles, there's a place for you. The idea of workers contorting themselves to a job is one business model. Our business model is that the job responds to the worker.
Put the kettle on again. We're going to have company.
Well, it has been unseasonably cold.
Comfortable bed, home-cooked meals.
Sounds perfect.
Shall we just stay here?
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that.
You are very much in the right place.
Intriguing.
Intriguing and potentially rewarding. Something for everyone, if you catch my drift.
Overnight, President Trump shared screenshots of private messages from world leaders as he forcefully reiterated his desire to control the Arctic island of Greenland. Trump is expected to meet his global counterparts this week, where his Greenland threats have already cast a long shadow. Michael Yoshida reports.
President Donald Trump continuing his pressure campaign for the United States to take control of Greenland. In a slew of late-night social media posts, the president sharing 2 AI-generated photos, including one showing him planting an American flag on the island.
Look, we have to have it, because the boat went there 500 years ago and then left. That doesn't give you title to property.
Trump also exposing private messages with world leaders, one purportedly from the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, and another from French President Emmanuel Macron, who wrote, quote, "I do not understand what you are doing on Greenland." A source close to Macron confirmed the screenshot is authentic. Macron speaking Tuesday at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concessions, and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe.
Leaders expressing strong support for Greenland and Denmark. And with one leader calling Trump's threat of new tariffs over Greenland a mistake between allies.
Plunging us into a downward spiral would only aid the very adversaries we are both so committed to keeping out of the strategic landscape.
All eyes will remain on Davos this week as Trump visits the conference Wednesday, set to deliver a special address and expected to attend a meeting about Greenland. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
All right, Lexi, it is really cold out. But earlier you did say we are going to get some warm weather coming through. Are you talking like Ohio warm weather, or is it like actually going to be warm?
I'm talking like Ohio winter warm weather, going from 20s to 40s. Yeah, we have a warm front coming through tomorrow, which will bring us a little bit of rainfall, and we will be flirting a little bit with that rain-snow line. So if we do see a little bit of flurries, that is likely why. But currently it is 19 degrees with clear skies and winds from our southwest at about 6 miles per hour. And we're really feeling that with that wind chill. We were feeling it a little bit more earlier. It dropped us to about 10 degrees more. We were at 22 to 12 degrees, but now it's just more 19 to 11. So it's not that much of a difference, but it's still cold. But like I said, we're not the only ones cold right now. Literally all throughout, Northern America, which you expect that, but dripping down more here. We are in a really, really, really cold snap with some Arctic air coming from Canada, and that's going to keep us cold for the rest of the day. But like I said, tomorrow we are going to be a little bit warmer. We have this warm front here that's making its way across the U.S. that is going to push our high pressure out of the way, unfortunately, and we'll be a little bit more cloudy tomorrow. But it will bring us some nice warmer weather. Obviously, 40 degrees, and you might be like, oh, that's not that warm, but it was 20 today. That's warmer. So today, sunny skies at that high of 23 and a low of 12. Tonight, we have that low of 12 degrees with mostly clear skies, as that high pressure will still be hanging around. But tomorrow's sunrise at 7:41 a.m. Tomorrow, like I said, we have that 40% chance of rain due to that warm front. And again, if you see a flurry or two, it's because we are flirting with that rain-snow line, as it can snow at about 40 degrees. So we have that expected high about 41 with a low of 30. Now we can visualize this more. We have that warm front coming through, and once it passes in, we'll have that precip here. Here it's saying snow. Previous slide it was saying rain. So like I said, we are really flirting with that line. We're getting pretty close. So rain, snow, both possible here. Not going to be crazy measurable, not going to be what we could be seeing this weekend. However, it will be a little bit warmer tomorrow and Thursday. Tomorrow night we'll have that first cold front come through. It's not going to be as strong as the one we had this past weekend / the one we will be seeing this weekend. However, another cold front will come through, which will keep us with that chance of snow. And then Thursday we'll have a stronger cold front make its way through our area, which is going to keep us cold for our weekend. And we can, here with our 7-day, we'll see that a lot better. Wednesday and Thursday we're getting to that 40s range. But then Friday, we're back down into our 20s, Saturday in the teens, and then warming up slightly going into next week as well. Now, I'm hearing a lot of questions about winter storm this weekend. Are we going to see a lot of snow? Right now, it's very uncertain as we are still a few days out with winter weather forecasting. It's really hard to get a nailed forecast until almost when it's about to happen. So do keep up to date online and with us here at WOUB as we are seeing a possibility for snow this weekend. Whether it's going to be a crazy amount or just a little bit, we don't know yet. We'll get more into it later this week for sure.
Thanks, Lexi. The American Red Cross has declared a severe blood shortage, which it says could impact life-saving care for patients across the country. Mandy Gaither explains what has led to the low blood supply levels and what you can do to help.
Extreme weather, canceled blood drives, and the highest respiratory illness levels in more than 25 years have delivered a devastating blow to the nation's blood supply.
We are experiencing a severe blood shortage.
Dr. Courtney Lawrence with the American Red Cross says the organization's blood inventory across the U.S. has come down by about 35% over the past month alone. That blood goes to patients during emergencies, surgeries, or during childbirth. It's also given to people with blood disorders like sickle cell disease and to those being treated for cancer.
Blood is extremely important for hospitals to be able to provide life-saving care for patients.
Platelet donations as well as all blood types are needed, but especially type O, which is the universal blood type, and A and B negative blood types. Donors can search by zip code for a nearby blood drive on redcrossblood.org. Donation appointments can also be made by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or through the organization's app.
If you're feeling well, if it's safe for you to travel in your weather, we really rely on you on coming in, donating blood, and helping support patients in need.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Heart disease remains the leading cause of death in the United States, and now experts are analyzing another risk factor, financial stress. Worrying about money and food may age the heart even faster than traditional risk factors of cardiovascular disease. That's according to a new study published in the journal Mayo Clinic Proceedings. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
Researchers analyzed data from over 280,000 adults who sought treatment at the Mayo Clinic between 2018 and 2023. These patients completed surveys about their social and economic factors in their lives and underwent evaluations of their cardiovascular health. Instead of only looking at whether people developed heart disease, researchers focused on their cardiovascular age, which is how old a person's heart and blood vessels look compared to what one would expect given their actual age.
People who reported higher levels of financial stress had more advanced cardiovascular age.
Dr. Lena Wen was not a part of the research, but says the study shows financial stress tended to increase heart aging at a rate that was similar or greater than other risk factors like high blood pressure and diabetes.
We also have to think about the issue of compounded risk factors, which is that somebody could have high blood pressure and they also have financial stress. That person now has two significant risk factors for worse cardiovascular health.
Certified financial therapist Rick Kaler says people with financial stress need to separate the numbers from the emotions.
We need to slow down the nervous system. Trying to solve a money problem when I'm flooded and I'm in fear and panic often backfires.
Once those feelings have subsided, Kaler says work on one small financial action at a time.
Just making a call, researching one thing, rather than feeling you've got to tackle the whole problem.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Next in sports, Ohio men's basketball is back at home after a rough week on the road. Stay tuned to see how the Bobcats can turn this season around after a couple bad losses.
Ukrainian forces have now launched their much-talked-about counter-offensive.
Expected to be the biggest military operation in Europe since World War II.
This war is a nightmare none of us can wake up from.
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
As a film editor, every little detail on the screen is important to me. And then after decades, the ophthalmologist said, "You're losing your central vision." My sight. There's no cure. I can't give up this trying to see. Who am I without the visual world?
Monday at 10 on WOUB.
I am so happy you're home.
There's only one way to find out.
Do tell. Just made some tea. You want a cup?
It's my favorite part.
It's cold, not you to keep me warm.
See, enough for that. Thank you very much.
This is so much fun.
There's no place like home.
Are you coming to bed?
Yours or mine?
On Masterpiece.
Where'd you need me?
Mrs. Hodges took a call. Siegfried.
Captain Farnan?
Morning.
That is impressive. You ask for one Captain Farnan and they provide a spare.
Neither of them are back yet. I promised Helen I'd get up there for lunch. Come on, Elliot.
I wrote in this morning and something wasn't quite right.
Don't worry, we'll work it out.
All creatures, great and small, on Masterpiece.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
Welcome into sports. I'm Andrew Bowlby at the Convocation Center. We are closing in on tip-off between Ohio and NIU tonight. The Bobcats are back at home after a couple tough road losses to Ball State and Toledo last week, and now it becomes pivotal for them to get some wins and get going in the right direction. Heading into the Toledo game last Tuesday, Ohio was on a season-long 4-game winning streak, and it really felt that the team had figured it out. The Bobcats were scoring over 80 points per game in the 4 wins, while also sharing the ball and causing turnovers. But a poor defensive effort against Toledo led to Ohio giving up 101 points, the most ever to a MAC opponent under Jeff Bowles. That Tuesday loss flowed right into the Friday night game against Ball State. Although the Cardinals hadn't won a MAC game heading into the matchup, Ball State quickly got up double digits, and despite a push by Ohio, they fell to the last place team in the conference. The most important numbers from the 2 losses: low assist numbers and low amounts of deflections. Looking at the standings heading into this week of MAC play, Ohio was at the top last week at 4-1, looking like a title contender, but those 2 losses have changed things. There's still a long way to go this season and plenty of time to turn things around, but a spot in the MAC tournament is certainly not guaranteed. Ohio will have to be much better in their final 11 MAC games if they want a chance to win the conference. Getting the season back on track starts this week and really tonight against NIU. The Bobcats have played very well against the Huskies in recent seasons, winning 5 in a row and 7 of the last 8. And then later in the week, Ohio will host Akron in a huge Friday night national TV game. Ohio and NIU met in early January last year right here in the Convo, and it was a blowout from the start. Ohio scored 57 first-half points, led by an A.J. Clayton masterclass. He nailed 9 triples in that game and scored 31 points, leading Ohio to a commanding victory. The Bobcats ended up scoring 108 in that game, and 5 players scored in double figures. That game is also part of a 5-game stretch that Ohio has scored 77 or more points against NIU. And tonight will also mark the final time NIU plays in Athens as a MAC opponent. For what Ohio needs to do in this game, it's much of the same for how they played recently against NIU. They need to get the offense going, knock down early shots. The Huskies have struggled in MAC play so far in their first 6 games, so a fast start could be critical for Ohio. Another big key to this game is playing strong defense and generating deflections. In the 2 losses last week, Jeff Bowles said that the deflections have been down, and that's really what led to losses. Ohio also needs to play a full 40 minutes. The Bobcats have shown strong sequences in every game this season, but they have not been able to compete at a high level to win for 40 minutes. By no means do 2 early January losses define your season, but getting on the right track, it's going to be critical for Ohio. It starts tonight against NIU, then against Akron on Friday. We'll have full coverage on the Bobcats Showcase social media pages, so stay tuned for in-game updates. For now, I'm going to throw it back to Donovan in the studio.
And still ahead, Austrian researchers are studying a cow that's able to use tools. Find out more after the break.
This is a story that's going to lead to some hard questions.
I think every pregnancy is perfect.
Is it perfect if a woman dies?
Her body, her choice. Now it's your daughter. You don't want her to have the choice?
I'm not comfortable with this.
Would you try to go after her? Prosecution, jail time, fines?
I'll go to jail.
There's no turning back.
Tonight at 9 on WOUB.
The relationship between African Americans and Jews in the United States, it's not a simple story.
It's got a really long history.
The Black and Jewish communities found themselves swimming against parallel currents.
Blacks and Jews come together and create enormous change.
It wasn't a perfect partnership, but stood as proof that people could bridge deep divides.
Can you feel the moment?
The American Revolution changed the world.
With a story unfolds.
Everybody had the sense of possibility worth fighting for.
What took place here still leaves us in awe.
We can work towards equality together.
Wow, this is the missing piece.
Incredible.
To confront these figures from ancient history is a great privilege.
Our history tells us who we are, where we came from.
And it's all connected.
Like links in a chain.
Like links in a chain, yeah.
All I can do is say thank you.
Wow, this is phenomenal.
I'm really grateful for this.
Austrian researchers are studying a Swiss brown cow named Veronica. Her owner had observed her over the last decade, picking up sticks with her mouth, and she would maneuver the ends to reach areas of her body she couldn't otherwise reach. So after seeing a video of her scratching herself with a stick, a team of animal behavior experts began to study her using a brush. They found she used it as a multi-purpose tool. She would use the size with the bristles to rub at the thick skin of her upper body, and she would use the blunt handle for areas of her lower body where her skin was more delicate, such as her udder. Well, that is certainly a story.
Everyone loves a good back scratch.
Yeah.
Cows do as well.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. At first I was thinking this cow somehow found a way to like grab something and scratch its back or whatever, but I guess it's just utilizing other parts of its body to scratch its back, which is also equally as impressive.
Yeah, but like, what if they just grabbed a back scratch and were like, oh, time
yeah,
to get going.
No shame to Veronica the cow. We love to see animals doing great things, yeah.
But I mean, cows are actually really, really happy when it's cold, and it's been cold here. So
shocking.
Yeah, I know, like weird, because they're so large. Obviously, cold weather is gonna be so nice. But tomorrow, we'll have that quick little warm up from a warm front going into the 40s tomorrow, which will feel fantastic after these last couple of days. Unfortunately, though, we won't be seeing the sun like we did today. We do have that chance of rain with some possible snow as well, as we are pretty close to some snowfall temperatures, as it can snow up to about 40 degrees. And that will last until Thursday as well, before a stronger cold front comes through Thursday night into Friday, pushing us back into the 20s and even getting into the teens over the weekend, with that possibility of snow on Saturday and Sunday. When it comes to what the impacts will be, that's still going to be pretty uncertain until we get a lot closer to the actual event. But for right now, we just know it will likely snow. But we'll start a quick warming trend as we go into the beginning of next week, going more into the 20s and mid-20s, from the low to mid-20s. That's a warming trend right now.
All right, well, yeah, I will certainly be taking advantage of our little warm air, a little bit of warm air we're going to get tomorrow, but yeah, so that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you guys for watching. For Andrew Bowlby and Lexi Bell Palsy, I'm Donovan Varney. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. Have a great night.